government reaffirms its commitment towards improving lives and the livelihood of the citizens. President Muhammadu Buhari canvasses global concerted efforts to curb the spread of tuberculosis using latest technology. And federal government frowns at misrepresentation of facts and its response to answers by a section of the media and rights groups. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Several landmark projects executed at the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital have been inaugurated towards enhancing health care delivery. President Muhammadu Buhari described the event as a reflection of federal government's commitment towards improving lives and livelihoods, as well as creating the enabling environment for growth, peace and progress. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu reports that the projects were inaugurated virtually by the President.
Amongst the impressive projects inaugurated by President Muhammadu Buhari is the 150-bed, fully equipped trauma center, which comes with a helipad to provide latest multidisciplinary care to those in need. Others were the new General Outpatient Department, a complex for the National Health Insurance Scheme, a multipurpose auditorium and conference center constructed and furnished by the Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum, as well as a new hostel for the School of Nursing of the teaching hospital.
The value of these projects to our healthcare system cannot be underestimated. Emerging diseases have made it necessary for all nations to increase and improve resource application, adapting to the new normal.
President Muhammadu Buhari urged the citizens to take advantage of the excellent facilities, while the operators to imbibe maintenance culture as government sustain efforts at rendering affordable and quality healthcare with broad coverage.
I should direct the head of service and the budget office to look into the request of University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital for an increase in the personnel and overhead allocation so as to optimize services provided by the activation of these new projects. Nigeria is proud of your achievements. I urge all staff to continue to work together harmoniously for the benefit of citizens. I assure you of my commitment to improve healthcare delivery services all over Nigeria.
Governor Babagana Umar Zulum, in a goodwill message, said Borno State will continue to collaborate more effectively with the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital towards the provision of basic healthcare needs in Borno, the home of peace.
These landmark projects were timely, considering the health challenges the state is facing as a result of the lingering security challenges. Indeed, we are short of working to thank Mr. President for his tireless support to the government and people of Borno State in fighting the insurgency and many other interventions. And so our collective prayers are with you, Your Excellency.
I would like to express WHO commitment to continue to support the university and the government to make sure that the communities in the Borno State have the services of the quality they require.
Assisting and protecting lives affected by armed conflict and violence is always a collective effort. I strongly believe that this physical rehabilitation center will demonstrate that in the years to come.
During the event, participants applauded the management of the teaching hospital for its partnership with the ICRC that produced a fully operational physical rehabilitation center in support of the stabilization drive in Borno State. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And the federal government says it will not condone a situation where some self-styled human rights bodies and jaundiced media organizations will continue to harass the country's security agencies over their roles during the NSAS crisis across the country. This was contained in a media briefing by the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, in Abuja. And Anthony Forsen has the details.
No longer news that the NSAS protest last month degenerated into mindless violence after it was hijacked by hoodlums, which in its wake left lingering issues begging for answers. But let's take the matter on its merit. The NSAS protesters came up with 5 demands. The federal government accepted and in a swift reaction conceded to the demands, with President Muhammadu Buhari assuring that the disbanding of SARS is the first step in our commitment to extensive police reforms in order to ensure that the primary duty of the police and other law enforcement agents remain the protection of lives and livelihoods of our people. The federal government was indeed responsive and responsible in meeting the demands of the NSAS protesters, but frowned at the use of fake news and disinformation, which aggravated the crisis and paved way for foreign media to equally mislead the rest of the world.
The irresponsible use of the social media by some unscrupulous persons aggravated the violence that erupted in the wake of the NSAS protests and helped to precipitate the violence. CNN goofed in a preconceived stance that the soldiers who were deployed to Lekki toll gate indeed shot at protesters, killing some of them. CNN relied heavily on unverified and possibly doctored videos, as well as information sourced from questionable sources to reach its conclusion. This should earn CNN a serious sanction for irresponsible reporting.
While the National Economic Council has directed that panel of inquiry be set in all the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, people with genuine complaints backed with facts should approach the panel. The federal government, Lai Mohammed maintained, appreciates the role of security agencies for acting professionally through the show of utmost restraint all along the NSAS protests and the ensuing violence. Therefore, right groups should cease inflaming passion.
It's also disheartening that the human rights organizations have not seen anything wrong in the mindless violence that was perpetrated in the name of NSAS.
On DJ Switch, the minister called her to
quit peddling falsehood and present her case with verifiable evidence to the judicial panel sitting in Lagos. No agency of government has declared her wanted. Hence, she has no reason fleeing or seeking asylum anywhere.
He was, however, quick to explain the federal government's stand on NBC's sanctioning of some broadcast stations, saying it is justified in view of the unprofessional act of such organizations, which were a clear breach of NBC code. On the whole, the minister expressed sadness at the rate in which mayhem was unleashed on security agents, killing and maiming them in a barbaric manner, which claimed the lives of 6 soldiers and 37 policemen around the country. This, he said, is in addition to 196 that sustained varying degrees of injuries. Taking stock, 164 police vehicles were destroyed, 134 police stations were razed. Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, the Nigerian Customs Service, and Nigerian Immigration Service all lost infrastructures, equipment, and other valuables during the attack by the hoodlums. 8 medium security custodial centers in 6 states were attacked, and 1,957 inmates set free and 31 staff injured. To this end, Lai Mohammed said the federal government is not in any way planning to shut down social media. It will equally not fold its arms to allow its abuse, saying no nation can afford that. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
And now to speak more on the federal government's reaction to the misrepresentation of facts on the NSAS is a senior advocate of Nigeria, Yunus Ustaz Usman. So you're welcome to NTA International.
Thank you very much.
Well, taking a close look at the recent NSAS protests and, of course, the federal government's response to meeting their demands, what is your take?
You see, all of us have to know that we don't have any other country than Nigeria that we can call ours. That is my plea. Please, the federal government is meeting the demands. So what is the essence of continuing with this thing? You see, it's people who don't know what war was that are clamoring for war. I was involved, a victim of war during the 1966 coup, And whoever knows war is will never dream about war. I'm warning those who are fanning the ember of war to please leave us alone. No country can really progress without peace. Kani Nwankwo is abroad asking people to name and kill. He is not here. He's playing on your intelligence. He's misusing you. Why?
Yes, sir. Now, we're talking about the response of the federal government, with the quick response of the federal government to the demands of NSAS protesters, as we rightly saw. Should we allow misrepresentation of facts by a section of the media and rights activists?
I think we should praise the federal government to have reacted immediately positively to the demands of the NSAS. Whether you like the government or not is not my concern here. But then, even where your enemy has done good, please praise him. It will spur him to do more. And that is what I am saying. The federal government has done this, and particularly I'm happy about the setting up of the judicial panels of inquiry. Not ordinary panels, judicial panels, manned by high court judges. Whoever has any grievance, please should target his grievances there. And then the media, I'm begging the media, please, 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 please don't misrepresent facts, because Nigeria belongs to all of us. Please.
Mr. Yunus Ustaz Usman,
yes.
Misrepresentation of facts led to the hijacking of the peaceful protests.
Yes.
Your advice to the people in on the protection of national interests, what would you say?
My advice is that, like I started saying, we don't have another country than Nigeria. My advice to us all is that we should ensure that nobody misleads us into war, nobody misleads us into fighting one another, nobody misleads us into destroying people's lives and property. And I warn you, I warn everybody. I'm an old man. The moment you take the life of one human being, that's the end of your own life. Whether you are caught or not is irrelevant. The moment you touch somebody's life, you take somebody's life, whether you are caught or you are not caught, that from that moment, you have lost your own life. You have lost your peace forever.
Thank you so much, Yunus Ustaz Usman. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us on the news on NTA International.
Thank you very much.
Well, now, moving on, President Muhammadu Buhari has called on the international community to make concerted efforts and in unison towards addressing the tuberculosis epidemic using latest available technology. This is contained in his goodwill message to the round-table conference of the board of the Global Stop TB Partnership hosted by Nigeria.
If we fail in the fight to reverse the current trend in TB prevalence, TB will continue to fight us and lead to avoidable loss of lives, especially among the economically productive age group and amongst our most vulnerable groups, especially women. It is imperative that we not only commit to ending the TB epidemic as one of the milestones enshrined in the SDGs, but also to institute an accountability element and to ensure that our commitment translates to achievement of desired results.
President appreciated the tremendous work done by Stop TB Partnership at global and national levels towards ending the epidemic despite numerous challenges.
Said that a preventable and curable disease like TB is still one of the leading causes of deaths worldwide, and efforts at ending it are now complicated because of coronavirus. Nigeria ranks among those countries bearing the brunt of an increasing burden of TB, with a growing number of missing TB cases. I would like to use this platform to reaffirm my commitment to providing needed political leadership and support, facilitating collaboration with other governments and partners as we work together to end TB in Nigeria and globally.
So the reversal of Nigeria's difficult health indices remains a top priority of his administration. Still talking health, more promising results are in from COVID-19 vaccine trials, just as President-elect Joe Biden's winning tally approaches a record 80 million votes in historic victory. Let's join Joyce Somitu.
The team in Oxford developing a coronavirus vaccine says trials have shown a promising immune response in elderly people, raising hopes that it can protect age groups most at risk from the virus. From Europe comes a report that Hans Klug, the World Health Organization's regional director, says health systems on the continent are being overwhelmed, with one person dying every 17 seconds because of the pandemic and more than 29,000 deaths recorded in the past week. He also calls for universal mask wearing. In Japan, Tokyo has raised its coronavirus alert to the highest level as the city's daily caseload hits new high for a second day running. Tokyo reported 534 new cases on Thursday, prompting city officials to raise the level there to red. Worldometer dashboard as at 6 p.m. Nigeria time shows that global cases have reached 56,774,409, with 1,358,413 fatalities, while cases on the African continent have surpassed 2 million as health officials warn of a second surge. And Nigeria's total confirmed cases is now 65,693, with 61,457 recoveries and 1,163 fatalities. In other foreign news making rounds, Ethiopia's military Thursday has accused the head of the World Health Organization, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, of trying to procure arms and diplomatic support for the dominant political party in Tigray, which has been fighting the national army. Tedros, an Ethiopian of Tigrayan descent who served as health minister in a former government coalition led by the TPLF and the WHO, is yet to respond to the accusation. An update on U.S. election shows that Joe Biden's winning tally is approaching a record of 80 million votes as Democrat bastions continue to count ballots, and the 2020 election cracks turnout record. With more than 155 million votes counted and California and New York still counting, turnout stands at 65% of all eligible voters, the highest since 1908. Joyce Ometu, NTA News.
You're watching the news on NTA International. We take some messages now. The news continues shortly.
Dialogue, empathy, love and unity. These are vital components of nation building.
For all to be well, we appeal that we should refrain from volatile, provocative, inciting messages and language.
Let's build and not destroy.
Latest entrant, latest technology. Welcome to Intel 4G LTE Advanced and experience super fast internet access today. Visit intel.com.ng or any of our stores in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt to get started. Intel. Live more.
You're welcome back. Nigeria and the European Union are tasking themselves to further strengthen partnerships and cooperation in security, agriculture, immigration, and other areas of social and economic development. This renewed commitment was the fallout of the ministerial dialogue held online with high-level delegates in Nigeria and Brussels. Usman Aliu reports.
Though Nigeria is not among the biggest trading partner of the European Union, but there is strong partnership existing in peace building, human rights protection, social and economic gains. This meeting therefore focused on how the cooperation is going to be enhanced now that the global community faces unforeseen challenges such as coronavirus. Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Jeffrey Onyama, together with the Vice President of the European Commission, Joseph Borrell, chaired the meeting joined by 10 ministers from Nigeria and key figures of the EU. In the end, both sides agreed to put in place a strategic and comprehensive partnership such as growing the economy, green partnership in respect to implementation of Paris Agreement on gas emissions, social development, youth empowerment, immigration, among other areas of mutual cooperation.
We can assure you of our very strong commitment to what we've discussed and developing together a roadmap going forward, identifying clear deliverables and working very hard with you to achieve all of them.
Both sides say now is the time for an ambitious partnership better than previous deal, promising to see to a more successful relation. In Abuja, Usman Aliyu, NTA News.
The National Road Safety Strategy 2021 to 2030 was this Thursday presented to the National Economic Council for consideration and endorsement as the national policy and strategy document for implementation by stakeholders. Minister of State for Finance and National Planning, Clement Agba, while presenting the document, says this is in order to reduce road traffic crashes, including the development of road infrastructure across the country.
The outline of the implementation approach as specified in the strategic document took account of planning, coordination, execution, design, regulations and standards which are deemed necessary to support activities in the National Road Safety Strategy, how to create awareness amongst our people, research and training, the funding mechanism, and also the monitoring and evaluation mechanism. That was that on the National Road Safety Strategy. They met the current state of the excess crude account, which currently has a balance of $72,409,970.48. For the stabilization account, we currently have a balance of 48,090,297,160 naira 12 kobo. Whereas for the natural resources account, we have a balance of 155,530,778,234 naira 58 kobo.
Now moving on, the chairman of Progressives Congress Caretaker and Extraordinary National Convention Planning Committee, Governor May Mala BUNI, says the committee is working hard and speedily to deliver on its mandate and put a sustainable structure in place towards conducting a credible national convention to usher in a new national working committee. In a statement, the chairman solicits the cooperation of all members to ensure a smooth and transparent membership registration exercise and assured continuous update of the process in order to deliver a cohesive political structure at the end of the committee's assignment. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari, on behalf of the federal government, warmly felicitates with former President Goodluck Jonathan as he turns 63 on Friday, November 20, 2020. The president acknowledges him for a life of service that has brought honor and goodwill to the country, noting with appreciation the peculiar and remarkable climb of the former president on Nigeria's political ladder. He adds that his dedication has kept him working most recently as ECOWAS envoy to bring peace to the Republic of Mali. In a related development, President Muhammadu Buhari felicitates with Governor Mala BUNI of Yobe State on his 53rd birthday anniversary. The president also joins the family, friends, political associates, government and people of the state in celebrating with the hard-working governor as he devotes his time to delivering dividends of democracy. And next is sports update.
A five-man House Committee on Sports, led by its chairman Olumide Oshoba, paid a scheduled visit to the National Stadium, Lagos, with the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, Gabriel Aduda, present to inspect facilities at the edifice. The committee inspected the main bowl where work is ongoing, the National Institute for Sport, the Legacy Pitch, amongst others.
As everyone is aware of, there were illegal structures here, and those illegal structures were just dismantled and taken away. So we wanted to have an overview of what the National Stadium looks like now.
Over 30,000 runners are set to participate in the 5th edition of the Lagos Women Run, which will feature virtual and real race. Organizers say all COVID-19 protocols will be strictly observed during the 10-kilometer race on Saturday, November 21.
You can run everywhere, anywhere. As far as you have the running app. The running app is those things that will track you, that will assess you. You can run in your garden. You can run with your team. You can run in your anywhere.
In basketball, Jordan Nwora and Daniel Oturu are second-round picks as 8 Nigerians are drafted into the NBA. Others are Isaac Okoro, Zeke Nnaji, Onyeka Okongu, and Desmond Bain. Meanwhile, Precious Achiuwa and Tim Udoka were drafted in the first round, making both players the first two born and raised in Nigeria to achieve the feat. In Abuja, Ayodeji, Makinde, NTA News.
And that ends the news at 7. But before we go, remember to connect with NTA against rape and rapists. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Justin Bemunyi.